All right, that was a very fascinating intro for the first time for this episode. What do you guys think about that?
It was pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's
Pretty good.
nice.
All right,
No
anyways,
time to
so
prepare.
all right, what's up, guys? This is the first episode of the Film Room under my channel Entertain Today. I'm your host, Jeremy Kaziva, aka Entertain Today. I'm here with Malik. I'm here with Brian. Guys, what's up today?
What's up? What's up?
How's it going? How's it going?
So recently, we have had the amazing gift of the latest Sonic 3 trailer. We have gotten the live action teaser of both How to Train Your Dragon and Lilo and Stitch, which look honestly incredible. And we could talk about our favorite movies for November and upcoming for December. And a quick pause. Why is there police behind you guys? The sound.
Not me.
Oh, sorry, that's my. I live right by a hospital, like not a hospital, but an emergency room. So
Gotcha.
if there is, then I'll just mute and. Yeah.
Now you're good. All right, guys.
Yeah.
So the Sonic 3 trailer came out, and without further ado, let me just play it real quick for us so we can talk about it during the thing. Let's get this ready. Okay, beautiful. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
So honestly, looking at the first two episodes, watching the first two films, Sonic definitely did exceed my expectations. Looking at the CGI, the effects, and the casting, to me, it's one of the most underrated franchises, I think, and play the game. I'm very surprised and shocked of how much they brought from the game into the movie. So let's go
Wait, are
first.
you gonna put the volume up for this one, or because I don't know if it's just me?
No. This is good.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if it's too loud or too low, but
No,
it'll be
mine
like
is
this.
Yeah, I can
or
hear
lower.
it, but you know. Sorry.
Here, let me just real quick. Let me make it just mute it, and I could do it actually. Playback speed to be very slow, so we could talk about it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's go first and give me your thoughts on the trailer itself.
Well, I mean, in terms of like the CGI and stuff, like I feel like they've really, since the first Sonic movie, actually, they've really paid attention to what we the audience wanted out of this franchise. So like, at least they have that going for themselves, like which is why like these movies are such a big success now, and that's what like I'm most hyped for, is just seeing the elevation of CGI. Yeah.
Go ahead, Malik.
Yeah, for me, I think I'm more excited to see. I'm just more excited to see Shadow in the big screen, because growing up playing, I loved playing like the Super Mario games, Sonic, and like how you're mentioning the CGI as well. Not gonna lie, I think we all remember how Sonic looked when they first ever announced the first.
Yes,
Sonic.
and
It was bad.
funny
Not gonna lie.
you should say it's actually also. Let me know if you see it here too. That's not here. That's definitely not there. It's so. Let me just. Do you guys see what I'm doing?
Not at all.
Oh right, yeah. Give me 1 second. Actually, I have it saved. There we go. Perfect. 1 second. 1 second. I'm really hoping I'm messing this up. So let me stop screen. I found this today. I wanted to actually make it. There we go. I mean, bruh.
Yeah.
That was the original design. Are you kidding me?
It looks like something that Disney would make. Like,
I was thinking like, imagine if they actually went on with that. Imagine how Tails and Shadow would look.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my god!
Or
It would have been
Knuckles.
disgusting.
It'll be awful. It'll be terrible.
No.
Nah, I'm just glad that. 1 second. I mean, the first time doing this. 1 second.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that this was the actual design we got, because thank God his design itself kind of like saved the franchise with the movies and everything.
Definitely. Like it went from a no watch to me to like a definite like, yeah, I can watch this. Like of course, like Sonic for me growing up was a big thing. Like I had the comics and the games and everything. But since growing up, I never really like when these movies came out, like I was like, I can miss it. Especially with the design, I was like, yeah, it was a miss for me. But
plus also knowing or hearing Keanu Reeves is playing Shadow, I was really curious to see how his voice would sound as Shadow. I thought he would have to maybe raise his voice or lower his voice, like how Idris Elba does for Knuckles. But now, I mean, watching his trailer, knowing Shadow is Keanu Reeves, hearing his voice, it looks and sounds so, to me, like unique and something new as far as voice acting goes.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Keanu Reeves is just a phenomenal actor, like in all forms. But yeah, seeing him like really step into this role is really crazy.
And as the villain role too, in a
Yeah.
way, because he's known to play John Wick, who is
Of
definitely a
course.
huge protagonist.
He was a prick guy, but he was he was the main character, but not really like the protagonist. He was like a badass, you know. So I don't think it was very hard for him to, step into that villain role. But like,
And what
Yeah,
he also does have like a similar font when it comes to like I think you were just mentioning before, like his previous movies. Like I didn't watch that many Keanu Reeves movies growing up, but I remember like I guess you can count The Matrix as one of them, as like
yeah,
similar to like the sort of vibe for like John Wick. Obviously, John Wick was a bit more brutal in a sense. You know what I mean? But you know, it was still I could definitely see like him playing Shadow. Like let me ask though, what other actor would you guys like consider to be the voice actor for Shadow?
for
I
Shadow.
honestly didn't really think about Shadow even in this franchise in live action movies, and I thought Keanu Reeves is the one and only option for me.
I say like I can't think of any right now, but
It's
I'll
hard.
bring it up.
Is that
It's
William?
hard.
Yup. I'm bad I don't have a camera, y'all.
You're good. What's up, man? What's up? So William,
much.
so right now we're actually talking about the Sonic 3 trailer. Give me your thoughts on what you thought if you saw it by now.
Well, about what? About the Sonic trailer?
Yeah, the third film.
I gotta be honest. I'm a little locked out for any of these Sonic films. I can't do it. I know, isn't Jim Carrey in it? I think he is.
Yeah.
I mean, they keep adding, more
Yeah.
and more movie stars to it, but it's just, I just can't get into it. I've tried. My friends are into it, and he's trying to get me into it. But,
to be honest with you, I was never into the films, but today I literally watched a little recap because with Keanu Reeves in Sonic 3, this makes me want to watch the third film for sure. Because I love Keanu Reeves, I love how the whole design for Shadow looks, and I might still watch the first two before I watch the third film.
That's
Just to know
actually
what
kind of
happens.
That's you like. It's only right.
I know that.
I didn't know
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves was part of it, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Actually, you guys mentioned like Jim Carrey. Like, I remember one interview he did, like right when Sonic 2 was being released, saying he was going to retire, and that
I was just about to ask that.
he'd
Yeah.
have
I
like
was just about to ask
the
that.
only way he'd
Because,
come back is if
it's
a
like,
golden.
didn't Jim Carrey like retire?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He was planning to, yeah.
but I mean, you can't deny the paycheck. I mean, the paycheck's the paycheck. So.
And let me
Remember
tell you,
how Deadpool? They're gonna do this till he's 90.
Yeah, I mean,
almost literally.
He's 90.
And I mean, Jim Carrey, I don't know if it's just me, but every role he plays, it's like he's an actual clown. Like he's like he makes all these facial expressions in a way that only Jim Carrey can do.
yeah, he's a
I
quite.
feel like the facial expressions definitely hit for like the Grinch and
Oh my god.
and what you call it? What was another one?
Ace
Ace
Ventura.
Ventura.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It just slipped my mind.
I mean,
Just
What else
in
can we do
general,
with
he
this-
does a lot of that.
this part itself.
Oh, and Batman Returns. Was it in Returns or Batman Forever? I think it was Batman Forever that he was in, where he played the Riddler.
I mean, look at this. Just this part of the trailer with Jim Carrey. It's only something that Jim Carrey can do. Like no one else can replace him when it comes to this role. It looks like it because
literally.
this to me is perfection. This is perfection. But honestly, what did draw me to this movie was this part in the trailer, seeing his powers, Shadow,
Yeah.
how he's so fast with everything, and even hurt Knuckles, who's the strongest person who's supposed to be very strong. But yeah, this part did it for me. I mean,
I gotta know, why does Shadow always have like a personal beef with Tails? I don't know if it's just me, but I'm noticing that.
I never noticed that even, which is cool, which is funny.
Like in the shows growing up, there's always Tails catching a stray.
William,
Tails
do you
was
mind
just
lowering
everyone's
the
punching bag.
background noise or your mic?
I got-
Like, so yeah, I mean, you guys feel like you're intrigued with Sonic 3 so far, based on this trailer so far we got? I mean, based on this part of the trailer right now, it looks like they're gonna actually want to partner with Eggman to help stop Shadow, which to me is a cool thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely hyped for it. Like in terms of, you know, from a purely creative standpoint, I'm so hyped for it. And then from like a fan standpoint, yeah, for sure.
Not gonna lie, this has nothing to do with like, well, Sonic. Well, kind of. I was gonna say like, well, I was gonna ask, what are you guys' like favorite Jim Carrey movies that he's like played in?
Oh, The Grinch, 100% The Grinch.
To be honest, when you say Jim Carrey, the first movie that comes to mind is The Mask.
Oh, that one's like
The Mask,
okay,
the Mask is
yo.
pretty good
Yeah.
too.
That's a
Yeah.
crazy pull. That's a legendary pull.
mean-
I'm not gonna lie. Me personally, my favorite might be The Truman Show.
The Truman.
Wow.
Oh,
That
I
was-
forgot about the Truman Show too.
Wow.
It's like he just
Might
has
be
so
The
many
Truman Show.
bangers. Like it's
No,
just
yeah, he did. He did.
Countless, and I had no doubt Sonic 3 will be probably one of his most amazing films he's ever been in, because again, his acting is one of one.
Yeah, he's a legend. Like no matter what you put him, what role you put him in, he's gonna fucking eat it up. Like
I actually wish they made like newer movies though. Like the type of movies that are coming out now are like, not gonna lie, they're either remakes or like sequels.
Hey.
There's nothing original now. Speaking of which, like Gladiator just came out. That was a great movie though. I'm not complaining about that. That
By
was a
the
great
way,
movie.
speaking of remakes and live actions, that is a great transition into Disney, because they actually did recently release 2 incredible live action remakes, it seems like, of both Lilo and Stitch. We got a teaser and How to Train Your Dragon, which looks shockingly incredible, because that Toothless still looks cute in live action.
No, Toothless, like it really looks amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Like you would still think when you look at Toothless, you would still think you're watching like it animated a little bit.
Yeah.
Look at this teaser. This is only a teaser.
And put the volume up. If you can.
Yeah, I got you. This is just a teaser, okay?
You carry all of us with you.
I mean, if this is only a teaser, imagine what the official full trailer can give us.
Wait, this is gonna be the How to Train Your Dragon from the animated one? It's a live action now?
Yeah. Gerard
Mm.
Butler right there as the father. This comes out June 13th.
I can't kill dragons.
I mean,
Just the casting of this
looks incredible. The
is
dragons
just
look
like I
incredible.
remember when the cast list was first released for this film,
Mhm.
and I was like, I'm not so sure about this. But then, like when this came out, I was like, okay, I see it.
Oh my god, the
It's so
eyes, bro.
adorable.
Bro, I remember Jeremy.
Look at that! You can't tell me that's not animated.
No, this is definitely a perfect remake from the animation. Perfect.
The only thing though, like I'm worried about with this film is if they if they perfectly one-to-one it to the animated version. Like yeah, it's important to stick to the source material, but like having some flexibility there instead of just reproducing it from like an actor's point of view, it's like, you know, what are you doing? Like
I wonder how they're gonna I wonder how they're gonna do it. I don't really like. I wonder the time length of like if they continue to remake the entire trilogy, which I hope they would, but what the time length be because I remember in the first movie, I believe Hiccup was like 15-ish. I think it was like 15 in the first movie,
Mhm.
and then in the second movie, he was like in his 20s, like,
Yeah.
or he was like
Yeah,
around 19
yeah.
or
He
20
definitely aged. Yeah, they definitely aged them.
in the third movie.
Can I just say real quick? I read on Twitter about Gerard Butler. His outfit, without the beard, his outfit was like 90 pounds. He said,
Really,
imagine carrying 90 pounds throughout the movie with the beard. That's
I could not
crazy.
think
it's crazy.
He was in
Crazy.
character for that one for sure.
Can't skip
Dude was
leg day,
locked
bro.
in.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he looks great. But to think you're carrying 90 pounds through a whole movie, only in the scenes that you're in. But still, like, imagine the workout routine you probably have to do
Yeah.
for that.
I'm sure
And
they have
also,
scenes
like-
where he's sprinting. Like,
Wait, what?
that would be crazy.
no, I'm sure they have scenes where he's sprinting, like in that suit.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guarantee you, if he's sprinting in that suit, it's just CGI suit. There's no way he's running in that 90-pound suit.
Come
Could
2030,
go
everything
for like a
will be in
light
live action.
jog.
What was that?
Come 2030, everything's gonna be in live action.
Hey, I mean, as long as
mean-
they're like this good, I don't mind it. I mean,
Like-
pretty soon we'll get like a Little Monsters Inc. live action remake somehow.
I wouldn't be
That
surprised,
would
bro.
be crazy. That would
Or
I mean,
be
Finding
think about
Nemo.
it. They have like even the OG stuff. Like a lot of people used to watch. They already have SpongeBob in live action, technically.
Yeah.
What else? They have Lilo and Stitch. They're
It's about
making a
to
live
be.
action, which looks
Yeah.
insane, by the way. Not
Mhm.
gonna lie. I heard they made a Dora live action.
Oh yeah, they did.
That was
You remember they did the
exciting.
Lion King too?
Yeah.
Lion King, yo, Mufasa, like that. The trailer, I gotta watch that.
The Little Mermaid
For-
they did as well. You know, they're just making shit live action now. Which, you know, yeah, I mean, like sometimes, you know, the story needs to be renewed and thinking about, like, you know, people just get upset when
You know, guys,
I'm
speaking
glad we're
of Lilo
getting
and
Mufasa
Stitch,
today, though.
speaking of Lilo and Stitch, Disney again, they did show 2 teasers, and this was a very, very short one, but it's still very, very cute at the same time. Check this
Yeah.
out. So this teaser only shows Stitch. I'm not sure why it does that. So this teaser only shows Stitch, but his voice, his movements, it's perfect. I mean, I was watching this teaser like 10 times on repeat. Look at this. That's crazy. Even the laugh is perfect.
yeah, I
What
like
type of cameos do you think are gonna be in there?
Memorial Day. Man, cameos. Well, actually, speaking of real quick, what I think. 1 second, in case you are curious about what the cast actually looks for this. I actually see that somewhere here. Guys, keep talking for now. Let me find it real quick.
yeah.
Here.
You know who will go crazy? A live action Shrek.
Oh my god.
We need that. We need
bring
that.
back Austin
Yeah,
Powers.
we need that.
Bring back Austin
Imagine.
Powers.
They need to lock in on that.
To
Okay.
be honest,
Alright.
though, I would have to rewatch. I don't remember anything about Shrek. It's been so long since I've seen the movie. All I remember-
Something. He lived in a swamp.
Well,
I'm not a real Shrek head. I'm
Alright,
not a real
guys, check
Shrek
this out.
head. I'm
Check
ashamed.
this out.
The only thing I remember
This-
is Donkey saying like, "I'm making waffles." Yeah.
Okay, so check this out. This is what the cast. I don't. This might be rumored or official, but you have this girl as Lilo, which looks normal,
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
There's obviously Chris Sanders as Stitch, incredible. You got Sydney as the nanny. I mean, these live action characters, they seem iffy to me. But what I'm curious about is seeing how he will do
Yeah.
as Pleakley.
I was just about
I
to
can
say
hear it
quickly,
actually. I think I could hear it.
What I want to know is like how they're gonna like tackle that from an animation.
I
Point
don't
of
know.
view.
I
No,
mean,
but think
CGI
about how his reason why because think about how his voice and his demeanor was in Roadhouse compared to like Pleak. Like
You know what's
I
funny?
don't.
You know what's funny? I think the only movie I see this guy in was Game Night with Jason Bateman. That's the only thing I remember him in.
Game
And he
Night.
God.
Game Night, yeah, and he played a pretty dumb character. So I'm not sure how he is in a serious role or an animated role, but I hope he's good. Yeah, look up Game Night.
The-
He's there. There's Zach Galifianakis as Dr. Jumba Jukiba, which is gonna be very fascinating.
Yeah, he's a funny guy though.
Yeah, he's
I wouldn't be
hilarious.
upset at that.
Amy Hill as Tutu. You have Kaipo Dudoit as David
Wait,
Calwina.
who was playing Tutu? Who was playing Tutu?
Amy Hill as
Oh.
Tutu. Yeah, this man as I believe the love interest, or I'm not. It's been a while since I saw this. I think he's the love interest.
Yeah.
For Nala, that was her name, I think.
You have Courtney B. Vance as Cobra Bubbles, but I thought I read somewhere on Twitter that instead of him, I thought it was Fishburne from John Wick. No, The Matrix. I
That
thought it was him.
both of these guys would do a bang up job, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Is that the guy that was? Go ahead.
Who?
Nah, go ahead. You can go.
You have Tia as Miss Keiko. Again, it's been a minute since I saw this show, so I don't know who Miss Keiko was again. And then lastly, you have Hannah Waddingham as the Grand Councilwoman, who I can see easily with the voice.
Easily.
But yeah, I mean,
I wonder how they're gonna do the makeup stuff
there's
and
this,
the effects.
and then there's also I saw somewhere. Let me see. Was this one? No, not that one. Not that one. I'm really bad at this. Here. So that was live action for Lilo and Stitch. Here's live action for How to Train Your Dragon. No, man. 1 second. I just realized I'm not sharing 1 second. There we go. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think about this? This is the official casting, it seems to be.
I'm pretty okay with everything except the twins. I feel like if they actually got like actual twins, it would have been better. But like, you know, I'll take what I can get. Like,
I mean, and to be honest, people have been calling like a racist issue, but with Nico Parker as Astrid, people have been really debating about this choice.
Can you go back down to the? Am I tripping, or is that like? That looks like Teddy Swims in the bottom right. I could be way off though. I could be way off.
I don't know.
Yeah, I might be way off. Yeah.
You might be, but you guys know this guy from Marvel?
Yeah, I know.
Deadpool 2?
Oh yes, the kid.
I don't. I feel like
that
he might
was
be a-
yes. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he
feel
was
like
older,
might be
though.
A bit young for the role.
I mean, I'm pretty sure
I don't
he's
know.
older. It's just a picture. He definitely had longer hair in Deadpool 2, but that's probably a wig.
Because in Deadpool, he looked way older than that.
Yeah.
That is true. That is
Again,
true. He
headshots,
is way
man.
older than. Yeah, I take that back. Honestly, as far as Astrid, I'm not really complaining about Astrid. I don't really care.
Do you know what's
Like-
funny? I actually have a friend relative, who looks just like Astrid, who could play Astrid.
Could have
Which is
played. You should have
crazy.
told us to audition, bro.
What?
You got.
I'm sure.
You got.
I'm sure
It's audition.
Nah, I mean, yeah, that was probably my only mistake I have not done. Because what's crazy is that, well, not really my friend, but my sister's friend, who I know also because of her. Her friend is literally like, she is 15, 16 years old. It looks just like Astrid. But again, I'm not sure age-wise what they're going for.
That's all. How much? They're like. Let me look it up real quick. How old
They're
are they?
they're definitely way older than that now.
in the first one, yeah, at least. Well, I mean, like, you know, people just love to complain and thing, and you know, at the end of the day, these are just characters. Like, they can be played by anybody. I'm sure there was like a million and
Not
one.
anybody.
Well, yeah, not anybody, but like they're they're acting. You know, these are
Right.
characters at the end of the day, so it really shouldn't matter what race or anything
Right,
these
right,
people
right.
are.
I mean, again, if you're talking live action, people want to see a character who looks very similar to the animated version.
Yeah, and I'm sure
I
she
think so.
Sure.
does.
I don't
Believe
know.
me,
like-
if you saw Twitter, people have been debating heavily on that
Yeah,
one
I'm
character.
sure.
But
I'm
him
sure.
too, him too.
Yeah.
The one who, this guy. I
I'm not
think
gonna lie. With the, I think everybody's like expecting more of a comic accurate feel now.
yeah, yeah. I mean, again, I do believe that these characters will do absolutely amazing in live action. It's just people are picky when it comes to finding the right person to look the same way as their animated character. But for God's sake, look at the twins
Yeah.
here. I don't see no.
I mean, they're both ginger. Like that's something. But no, yeah, like if you're gonna be casting twins, cast twins. Like there are
I think
so many actors.
I think
Well,
he was
actually
right.
twin actors.
Malik, I think you're right. This might be Taylor Swift. I'm not sure now
I don't-
because of you. I'm actually curious myself.
I don't
That's
think
what I'm saying, bro. Hold on, I'm
It
trying to
looks
look
like
it up.
him.
I'm trying to look it up.
Oh my god. No, but overall in general, aside from the castings, I do think Disney has something special with this and Lilo and Stitch.
Is it?
And
No,
obviously,
it's DreamWorks that are making How to Train Your
right.
Dragon.
That's what I meant. Yeah, but
Okay,
obviously,
definitely not Teddy Swims. I believe this is Nick Frost.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely not Taylor Swift. That was already covered.
That would have been
Yeah,
a
it's Nick
crazy
Frost.
pull.
Nick Frost.
That would have
Definitely
been
not Teddy Swims.
everyone on Twitter. William, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here, dude.
do you think
I
about
was
this
just
guy?
listening to. Honestly, I feel like at the end of the day, when the director wants to mess up a movie or a project, they're just gonna do that. You guys saw it was in the Borderlands movie that they did. They messed up the casting for that one real bad.
With
You know,
the
at the end
what?
of the day, you know, a casting issue. If the director's gonna do a bad job, they're just gonna do a bad job. You know, the casting is not really gonna change that. Hopefully, it's good. You know, I like a good live action remake, but
Yeah.
I'm
What
not.
movie were you talking about?
Borderlands,
The Borderlands movie that they did.
the video game adaptation
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
that came out like what in September, definitely like around mid this year.
Let me see. That
And,
was
you know,
recent.
like this is the problem with like live action.
I remember
movies
watching a
that
trailer
people-
for it, but I've never like seen it.
Yeah.
I saw actually a small part of it, but because life got in the way, I never had time to watch that. But that's definitely still on my list to watch to end this year. Like, believe me, I have a small list of movies I need to watch before the year ends that I have
Yeah.
not seen yet.
Really? I'm with you, bro. I have a list right here that a bunch of my friends like were telling me about that I'll probably share on here later. What about your movie? What movies have you guys watched for this month?
So for this month, I guess I'll go first. For November, the movies I've watched was Red One first. Again, everything I'm saying was all just screenings, not tickets I paid for. Because I got these free advanced screenings. I go with Malik. I go with another guy I met on campus. So I saw Red One. I saw Wicked twice, Gladiator twice, and I still have not seen Moana 2, but I do plan to see it still. So just
Yeah.
4 movies, and let me tell you, Gladiator 2, in my opinion, is not worth seeing more than twice.
I don't think so. I'd have to 100% agree with you. I like, you know, taking 24 years in between sequels, I feel like it's the right amount of time,
Mhm.
you know, like, but like it was just so hard to sit through, like hours
Mhm.
of that. Like
Yeah.
it felt very monochrome, very flat.
And I'm not sure if I'm wrong, but the first movie, I think definitely had way more action. The second
Oh,
one had more like dialogue, and there's definitely some scenes that just dragged the film and made it seem longer than it actually is.
100%. And that like
So for Gladiator or for
Yeah, for Gladiator,
Okay.
yeah.
like I feel like Gladiator 1 was so quotable and so iconic, and you know it just worked. Russell Crowe like did an excellent job, and don't get me wrong, like Pedro Pascal, Paul, like,
Mescal.
they all did a great job. It's just
Denzel
like
Washington.
the story was there.
You know what? I think this is something that we really ought to get into right now, especially the Gladiator. I'm really surprised you guys had that opinion because I completely agree with you guys. I thought it was a 4-hour movie, honestly, and I like long movies, but my problem is that this movie missed all the marks that the original. I was rewatching the original today, and it was just so crazy that in the same amount, in the first 49 minutes, Gladiator 2 compared to the original one in that first hour got so much done. You understood, what the characters were about much better. You understood the background much better. And it's not like it did anything. I'm not going to say that it didn't do anything special. I'm not like I'm a better director, than Ridley Scott, especially in the first one. But at the same time, it was just conveyed in a way where it felt almost real, and it captivated you. It wanted you to keep watching. Where in the second one, the first 49 minutes was like, who is this guy? Why is he important? Like, why are we even following his story? And I don't know.
I'm just realizing the name that you have perfectly noble Maximus. I'm not gonna lie. No, but for me, like, to be fair, I would have to disagree. Not gonna lie. My personal opinion, I love the movie. I loved it. Not gonna lie.
Why so?
But I guess also this is coming from someone who just watched Gladiator. I didn't watch that movie growing up. Not too many movies. I say I watched compared to like most people. If I'm being honest, I think I watched the first Gladiator either the day before or that morning of Jeremy and I went to go see Gladiator 2.
Yeah, so it was like fresh in your mind.
Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, it was fresh in my mind. So it was like coming there. And I would say I really do how they played it smart, as in like integrating that 24-year timeline of like, then releasing the movie. How they brought back the original characters, how they kept the storyline going, and there was some dialogue. I will say there was a lot of dialogue of like how they were going, but I personally appreciate it because I guess in a way it answered like a lot of questions, because this could be just me that I probably just have to rewatch the first movie. There were some parts that left me confused in that first movie that kind of like cleared up a bit in the second movie.
Yeah.
So I guess you could say I appreciated the dialogue, but that's just my opinion at the end of the day,
Right.
And I will say I did love the action scenes a bit more.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say a lot more, but I liked it a bit more in the second movie than I did in the first movie. I guess in a way because obviously it's like more modern.
Hey, don't ever forget the famous quote, "I'm not entertained," by Russell Crowe. That quote will always stick with me.
Rent free in my mind. It's rent free in my mind.
What we do in life echoes in eternity. Come on, that's some
yo, like chills down my spine.
But like, all right, see, it's not to take away the fact you can. It's a good movie. There's worse movies out there that make even less sense, that are poorly acted in. It sucks because this is a movie by a director that I like, that has dropped bangers in the past. And if anything, this one just feels like now you're starting to see the decay of his work, because in the first one it felt like every scene was purposeful. Every scene had nuance to it. Not just that, there was a soundtrack. I watched the second one and I don't really remember hearing an actual original soundtrack, and I'm talking about like the orchestral type. And there were a lot of little things like that were just missing. Not only that, the character motivations were sometimes a bit iffy at best.
Mhm.
People.
You know,
It didn't know what the movie wanted to do too much,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks because the original one was kind of like a war movie that has plot elements to it, but at the same time, the wife and the kid that he lost in the original one, they're not really that important to the plot. They're just, there to give him the motivation, and then you see, what he ends up doing as the gladiator and him being able to get the revenge that he wanted. It's more of a revenge movie. In this movie, it starts sort of like a revenge movie because he loses his wife, but then he gets four. It almost feels like it tries to do exactly the same thing that the original did, and then out of nowhere just pops that plot twist where, oh, actually he's the prince. And it didn't feel natural, whereas in the first one everything felt like it was almost like, if anything, the first one reminded me of watching like the Star Wars prequels, where everything you think is going to work out so perfectly, yet Commodus, with his own ego and his own insecurities,
Hold on,
kills his own
try to
father.
talk the Star Wars
William,
prequels now.
You know what I mean?
I'm actually
All
glad.
right.
I'm
Let's not
actually
talk
glad.
about the.
I'm actually glad we did mention the director, Ridley Scott, because a little side note, he did direct Alien Romulus, which I thought was a banger, by the way. I saw it with Malik in IMAX, Alien Romulus. That was my first horror film I saw my entire life, and I actually
Really?
loved it. Yeah,
Really?
I'm not a horror fan, yeah, because I hate jump scares. So this one definitely had jump scares, but because of the trailer, I knew when to expect them. So Alien Romulus was my first horror movie I've seen my entire life or saw.
The
And
aliens one.
yeah, and I'm
Hmm.
very glad I saw it, especially in IMAX. 'Cause
I
there were
enjoyed
times where I was
it.
like this, or had to close my ears, but it was still a great movie.
Yeah.
I personally enjoyed it. Well, not gonna lie, I grew up watching horror movies all the time. So it's
Yeah.
like
Okay.
from the time I
Well,
was in like, I'd say fifth grade, I was watching. I was watching the only, I'd say the only movie. There was only one movie that, like, I'm not gonna say it scared me, but it had me in the ropes. You know what I mean? And that was probably The Conjuring,
oh
because I
my
believe I
god.
saw it for the first time in middle school. And the only reason, it wasn't even the movie that it was after, when I looked at it, was based off a true story. And at first I
That
didn't
freaks me
believe it. I
out.
was like, oh, no way.
Nah,
And I went down like the deepest rabbit hole of like,
nah.
it
The
was
Conjuring, The Exorcist, all that F
the
out of here.
yeah, all that is like, it was based on a true story, because the actual the priest and the wife in the movie, I believe there was like Lorraine and somebody Warren. I couldn't be way off on the names. Correct me if I'm wrong. But like those like people, the priest, you can see like there's an actual like like footage interview of like them talking
Mm,
about their experience, like what was going on in there. And there, matter
jeez.
of fact, there's a museum of like the real life Annabelle dolls and like all that stuff. Like, you can look it up real quick on the thing if you want, like on your own time.
Absolutely
On your own.
All right,
not. I would
Brian,
never do that.
give me what films you watched that you enjoyed in November.
I only watched 4 films this month, but I watched Gladiator, of course, Wicked. I had to watch Wicked,
It was a
and
masterpiece.
I watched We Live in Time and
Yeah,
Honora.
yes, I forgot to mention. I
And
said it too.
like I was like ranking my movies, and I'd say like Wicked #1 for me,
Mhm,
and then right under that was We Live in Time, because like it really hit home for me in terms of like
mhm.
the story and Andrew Garfield's acting. Mwah! Oh my god.
A
Florence
little,
Pugh's acting. Oh my god.
little side note. He's my Spider-Man. Little side note.
He is 100% my Spider-Man. In my heart of hearts, he is my Spider-Man forever and ever. Amen. But oh my god,
Wait,
like
so if you have Wicked 1 and We Live in Time 2, where's Gladiator 2 on your list?
#4. Number 4.
Jeez,
I
look
had
at
to put
that.
Honora above that. Like the story of Honora was like so well, like it was beautifully funny. It was beautifully funny. And the fact that like it took place in Brooklyn, like where I
Mm.
live, so I was like I was like, oh, I know that place.
And
But
out
no,
of curiosity,
Honora
do you
was
have Red One in your list or no?
No, I haven't
Okay,
seen
good.
Red One yet
Alright.
because it's a Christmas movie. I
It's Christmas
prefer
movie,
to
and
see it like during
it
December.
has The Rock, who's always trying to make it about him. And
Yeah.
as far as budget goes, this film had like a $260 million budget, and it only reached 200 million just recently.
Yeah, I think the reason why like it's done so bad is because it was like released before Thanksgiving. Like
Yeah,
who the heck wants to watch a Christmas movie? Like it's not even December yet. It's not even
Apparently-
Thanksgiving yet. You know, like
apparently little kids did.
I mean,
Right.
yeah, like
Hey,
of
bro,
course,
it's never
'cause, you
too
know,
early for Christmas, bro. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Start
yeah,
playing
but like
Christmas
Nah.
Eve in July.
Everyone knows
No, I'm kidding.
Thanksgiving is first. Everyone knows you celebrate Thanksgiving first.
Thanksgiving is first. Like I don't even celebrate Thanksgiving, and I know, like, you know, like I don't
Actually,
pull
speaking
up a
of thing,
Christmas movie.
speaking of
Hmm?
Thanksgiving, I actually have my phone right now by discussing film on Twitter. He tweeted this morning, "This has been the highest grossing Thanksgiving weekend ever for movies, with $422 million domestically. That's Moana 2 at $221 million, Wicked at $117 million, and of course the second Glider movie at $44 million. So this weekend has been amazing for movies,
Yeah,
and this shows
I
you
love that.
over 30 million people in the US went to the movies during Thanksgiving break. So movies are still active out there. Thank
Yeah.
God.
And it's making a comeback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My I don't think I've ever mentioned, like, for November, I just watched only 2 movies,
Mhm.
new movies that I'd say were in theaters with Jeremy, actually, a Red One and Gladiator 2. Which we already talked about Gladiator 2 and Red One.
Well,
Not gonna lie.
well,
Was
Red One, I didn't see with you. You were literally outside waiting for me.
Oh, no. My fault. Gladiator 2, I saw it with Jeremy. Red
Yeah.
1, I went to the theaters. Yeah. I went to the theaters by myself. It was actually amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Red One?
for a movie, I'd say for a movie, well,
Hey,
for a movie where that had The Rock in it, that usually has the
and
same
Chris
fun.
Evans. And Chris Evans.
And
Yeah.
Chris Evans, yeah. Well, I'm saying The Rock mostly because
I mean, 50 million
in
was
Chris
dedicated
Evans
to him,
movies,
so
Chris
you know,
Evans
like,
movies are more versatile than like
yeah.
The Rock movies. I'm not hating
feel
on
like-
The Rock. Don't get me wrong.
No.
Nah, no, hey, I mean, the movie,
I mean, he makes more money than me, so I mean,
the movie
No,
had its moments. It had its moments as far as humor, for sure. I think the humor was a little bit too much, especially some references from other movies. The
Mhm.
action was the action didn't do it for me. What did do it for me was the obvious humor, and I kind of liked Chris Evans a little more than The Rock, to me,
I think-
because
Well,
because
yeah.
you know Chris Evans, he's known as Captain America, the hero.
Yeah,
But
it's
this
Johnny
film-
Storm too. Bro.
In this film, he begins off as like the antagonist or like a thief as he works for other people, and then over the course of the movie, he then becomes a better father. He then knows the joy of Christmas. Then at the end, he redeems himself. So his
Yeah,
arc
they-
in this film was
development.
actually not that bad to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like The Rock plays the same character over and over and over again.
Mhm.
And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, stick to what you know, but like, I mean, at some point, you know,
I mean,
as
you're
an
right.
actor, like,
You're right.
things need to
You gotta be
change.
bored, man.
You're right.
You
And
gotta
every
be
film I
bored.
see him in, every film I see him in, he's always like the leader or taking charge or
Yeah.
something. Like he's so big and like it's
I mean,
obvious he's
That's
there.
his type. But I mean, like, you know, you have people like
He does
Chris
have some
Evans who-
serious roles. I'm not gonna lie. He does have some like more serious roles. Like I remember
Who's-
Skyscraper. I
Who's
vaguely
Barry?
remember
Oh.
Skyscraper.
Yeah.
It wasn't a terrible movie, but
No, yeah,
I'd say that's one of his more serious roles.
dude, that
compared to,
movie.
like-
I'm Afraid of Heights, and my palms are sweating in that movie.
Really?
Okay,
I love
trying
Heights. Me
trying to be
personally,
in that
I love
spot he
Heights.
was in. Just try to picture being in that spot, climbing the
remember.
freaking building, jumping
Keep
from
in
that
mind-
crane. Oh my god!
Didn't he have a prosthetic?
Yes.
Yeah, he had a
Mhm.
prosthetic in the movie. No, like was
That
it throughout
thing-
the whole movie, or was it only at the end?
Yeah. No. So in the beginning, the explosion happened, and the explosion caused him to lose a leg.
Yeah.
So
Just
And just to
imagine
think,
once-
that prosthetic leg literally saved his life climbing up the building.
God.
Just
Yeah.
imagine that. William, do you have your movies that you've seen in November that you liked?
Yeah. Sadly, this month I only really watched 2 movies. One of them
That's
being
fine.
Gladiator, and the other one being The Substance. Substance was pretty cool, but then the more it went on, the worse it got. You know, when the movie was about a woman going through a midlife crisis, and this element of her being able to go into this younger body, it was very interesting. But by the end, she just became this blob, and there was blood all over the place, and it's like,
Yeah.
what happened? You see a movie that's similar to it. Like, you guys ever heard of that 2008, 2009, with that guy from The Hangover, about the pill, Limitless?
Yeah.
That's a great movie right there. And if anything, it felt like this was like almost like a female version of Limitless, and it had so much potential if it would have been just smarter. If it would have made more interesting, conflict within the movie, instead of by the end it just turned into a blood pinata that just ended. And it had cool visuals. I enjoyed it, but those are really the only 2 movies that I've been able to check out.
Thanks for reminding me, actually. Sorry to interrupt you, but there's also a little series on Disney Plus called Limitless that I thought of, and let me share my screen real quick. This show is literally one of my favorite shows ever on Disney Plus.
Really?
Right here, Limitless. I freaking love this show. If you guys have not seen it, you have to go watch it 100%. The episodes,
is it like a documentary type thing?
Yeah. So basically, Chris Hemsworth, he goes to different things to test his body: cold, hot, heights, everything. Go YouTube, look at the trailer. It's amazing.
I remember seeing like some trailer, like some snippet on Instagram, like a while back, but I never watched it.
You gotta look at the trailer. Right now, there's only one season. I think each episode is like half an hour, maybe a little bit longer. But season 2 is in the works, and I'm so happy. I cannot wait.
One thing I want to side note on, like, I know we've been watching like things in cinema and stuff, but have you guys watched Arcane on Netflix?
I just watched it like 2 days ago.
The animation is crazy.
My gosh!
I watched season 1 though. I just watched season 1. Season 2, like, I'm just starting. So like,
you're just starting. Okay, all right.
I'm
gonna wait until you catch up. But like, holy moly!
Arcane. Because of there's Comic-Con here, or SuperCon in Miami, like a baby version of Comic-Con, and the actress who plays as the lead, I think, in Arcane, was here for photo ops. So my sister got to take pictures with her, speak with her for 2 seconds, and then she had her own panel. Ella Purnell, she had her own panel in the SuperCon, and my sister was literally taking videos the entire time, and just seeing her face, watching one of her favorite actors in Arcane in person talk, seeing her face that happy, and so it makes you want to go there again and to bring her again. And think every year it's always someone new, but this year, luckily, it was someone from Arcane, one of her favorite shows. And let me tell you, meeting her for 2 seconds really cost me my wallet.
I don't know if it's just on my end, but you cut off from time to time just a little bit.
So which part did I cut off in?
No, just like the last couple of seconds. I don't know if it was just me or like Brian. Did you like hear it as well? Like you heard it?
No, I was
sorry. So I was just saying how every year SuperCon has different people, and this year I was lucky to be able to have this year be Ella Purnell, who's in Arcane, and whom my sister loves watching in that show. And so this year, I'm just saying how meeting her for 2 seconds cost me my wallet.
Yeah.
All right, so we gave a list for November, and now, guys, it's the last month of the year already. So now we'll go one at a time, beginning with Brian. Give me your top 5 films to end off the year in December.
Let's see. All right, I'm gonna start from number 5. 5 being the least. I plan Better Man.
Oh, okay, right.
Number 5. I am excited to see this. This, yeah.
The monkey.
I'm
Man.
excited to see like his story from like quite a creative like take on how you like these biopics are more like very accurate and to the T in detail. So I'm really excited to see like this this creative of a biopic coming out. Number 4, I put Mufasa. Just because like I know the animation is still like very hyper realistic, which really like kills it for me in terms of like live action, especially like coming from an animated thing. Like I mean they did like Disney did do the Little Mermaid like really well, but like in terms of like fully like animal like characters like Simba and stuff, like they really like did a poor job like making it hyper realistic instead of like having like Sonic where it was like cartoony realistic. They had those real elements, but they kept it very true to the source material. So but I'm hyped because like seeing this original story, this backstory of Mufasa, like I'm hyped for. Number 3, I put Craven because as a Spider-Man fan, I gotta go see Craven. Like it's the first time I'm seeing him in the big screen, so I gotta go see that. Number 2, I put Y2K. Just seeing Rachel Zegler in it, like I was just like immediate.
Snow White.
I'm going there.
Irish Snow White.
And then number one, my most hyped for December will be Sonic 3.
Okay, as what I virtually kill you just now.
Yeah.
Okay.
But hold up, you said Better Man. My bad. I was just gonna ask. Better Man is supposed to be a biopic. I did not catch that. I watched that trailer like 3 times. That's crazy.
Because
it's kind of the biography of
I heard because the singer calls himself a performance monkey, so they made it in that kind of fashion.
Okay, that's an interesting. I see why. Okay, I thought. Honestly, I feel stupid for thinking that it was like, them just coming up with some crappy idea.
Yeah, I thought the same thing too.
Malik,
you're up. Unless.
Okay, let me.
I'm very glad so far. My list is different than Brian's. Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're very good.
I like watching very niche movies. And like I love watching A24 films. Like A24 is my favorite production company. So anytime they put out a film, like they just put out bangers.
This is like no particular order.
Okay.
Maybe I'll give out the order like after, but I have like Y2K as one of the anticipated movies. I watched the trailer. It's I gotta say, like they have it like more of like a horror film. I remember like years ago, like during New Year's, my mom was telling me like how there was this running joke about like when it was like the year 1999 to like going into 2000, how like a lot of people thought the world was gonna end. So like it's kind of crazy how they actually made a movie, like making a movie about that. Then I have Solo Leveling. Not gonna lie, I don't know if
what is that?
It's an anime show. It's an anime show. It's amazing.
I mean, yeah.
When it's coming out December 6th in theaters, and so you guys have to watch it. It's amazing.
I'm not into anime, so you guys go for it.
Speaking of
I'm not into anime like that.
Speaking of anime, I finally caught up to One Piece the other day, so I was like, looking for something else. So I'll definitely check out Solo Leveling for sure.
Yeah, One Piece. There's like 1,100 episodes.
Yeah.
To give you an idea, Jeremy, One Piece has like more than 1,000 episodes. This man is crazy.
1,100, close to 1,200, I think.
That's insane.
Craven.
I heard it's gonna come to an end in the future, though.
Yeah, it's ending. soon.
Yeah.
Soon is a strong word, but
Okay, let me go for a finish the list real quick.
Oh, yeah. So Craven the Hunter, Mufasa, and Sonic 3.
Okay,
Okay.
I got a different listing going still.
Lots of
William?
Sonic fans. My list, like you said, no, mine's in no particular order because I wasn't really digging any of them really, except for the Brutalist. That one looks interesting.
Okay.
Just the trailer looks so different that I was like, damn, I don't know what the movie's about, but I gotta check it out. Let's see. The Order, it looked interesting. It looked about like some weird life story about the KKK or something. The actors they picked in it looked pretty interesting, but at the same time, it feels like too over the top, and it feels like they're probably gonna stretch real life history a little bit, you know.
yeah.
But I got a goofy one in here. Baby Girl.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Dude,
Yeah.
I saw the trailer and it looked kind of stupid, but at some points it feels like the characters acted like real people. So just because of that, I was like, right? I was like, damn, you know what? I gotta check. I may have to check this out. But it doesn't look good at all. But
I mean, yeah.
What else you got?
We'll see. Out of all the trailers that I saw, those are the only ones that. Oh, and okay, Y2K did look interesting. I forgot to add that one to the list. But yeah, everything else, I just not really feeling it. It's not hitting.
Well, my list, I do have one honorable mention, and at 5, it's a Netflix film called Carry On, starring Taron Egerton, Jason Bateman, and Sophia Carson, where Taron Egerton plays a TSA agent. Jason Bateman plays the antagonist as like the traveler who tries to blackmail the agent. And it's a Christmas film, takes place in an airport. So if you guys love being in airports, don't watch this film because it's supposed to be like an action thriller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw the trailer for that. That does seem interesting.
It does. And
Is it you said it's a series?
No, it's a movie.
You said it was called F5?
No, it's called Carry On.
Oh, Carry On.
In Netflix film, Carry On. This comes out, I think December 13th, if I'm not mistaken. But at 4, I have Craven the Hunter. Again, based on my experience watching these Marvel Sony films, like for example, the first 2 Venom films, Madam Web, clearly these films did not do the best. So
Yeah.
I'm not setting my expectations too high, and I'm not going to expect too much from this film, but it's on my list because it's Aaron Taylor Johnson. I love that guy. It is like a Spider-Man spin-off, and the stunts look gory and insane, and Russell Crowe, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, this is in my top 5, but it's not that high because again, it's a Sony kind of Marvel film, and they don't have the best experience making these kind of entertainment
Spin-offs, yeah. Like they do the Spider-Man movies like really well, but like the spin-offs just don't hit.
I guess
as much.
Andrew Garfield was pretty good movies.
I mean, does Venom count? Like I think Venom.
Venom counts.
Venom was
yeah.
one of them, yeah.
The
I
third
didn't
one
care for Venom 3. Like I didn't even watch it.
The Venom 3 to me was better than the first two.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
I heard some good things.
Mm-hmm. At 3, I got Mufasa. Again, I know it's a Disney film, and I love Disney films, but I wasn't too high in the one that came out in 2019, The Lion King. I wasn't too high in that one, and I still am not too high in that one. And seeing this is like a origin story for Mufasa, again, with origin stories, I'm very picky. Like Transformers, that origin story was perfect. So when it comes to those kind of movies, I'm very picky, and they have to be very on point with these kind of movies. And with this kind of movie, I'm just not that into it, but it's a Disney film, and again, the casting in this film, it's just stacked. That's all I can say. It's just a stacked cast, a Disney film, and it's a Lion King. And seeing how him and Scar became enemies would be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
At 2, it's a film. It's a horror film. I'm not gonna watch it, but I'm still recommending to the viewers. Nosferatu. That film I've heard actually 2 nights ago, or was it last week? Very recently, I read so many reviews. This thing had like a screening finally, and they're calling Robert Eager, the director, one of the best in the game. This is one of the best horror movies ever made this year, and it has 5 stars all around these reviews. So again, I'm not a horror film. I personally don't plan to watch this, but for the viewers or listen to this on Spotify or watching this on YouTube after this, I do put Nosferatu as my number 2. I do recommend watching this if you guys love horror movies. Bill Skarsgård, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Willem Dafoe. That's all I gotta say. And number 1, I think Malik, number 1, I'm not sure, did you have Sonic 3 in your list?
Yes.
Because, yeah, at 1, I have clearly Sonic 3 for one reason only, Keanu Reeves. That's it.
That is a very valid point.
Fair, valid point, dude.
And my last honorable mention, it's a movie starring Timothée Chalamet as Bob Dylan. A Complete
what did you
Unknown.
say?
It's my honorable mention it's Timothée Chalamet starring as Bob Dylan. He's 19-year-old, takes place in the 60s in New York, a musician. And actually, I got passes to see this film early on Tuesday, but I can't see it, unfortunately, so I'm trying to give it away. But yes, A Complete Unknown. It's like I think it's a biopic, I assume, of how he came to be. Again, if I was able to see it, I would have taken Abner. Malik knows who it is to see it. But that's my list, and I'm looking forward to seeing all that, except for Nosferatu.
Not seeing that one.
No.
Yeah, I was between A Complete Unknown and Better Man to put on my number 5 because like I love Timothée Chalamet as an actor, but I was just like I kind of feel like watching Better Man more than A Complete Unknown. But yeah, it's a definitely honorable mention for me.
Yeah, so that's basically my top 5 list for December, and I cannot wait for next year. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, next year's gonna be stacked, especially with Wicked Part 2 coming out in November. Yeah. I could go on and on about Wicked, but yeah.
But pause. Is Wicked a musical or is it an actual movie? Because I'm okay.
It's a musical movie. Yeah.
It's a musical movie. 2 hours and 40 minutes worth.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm most excited for in 2025?
No.
Avatar 3.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Avatar
I
3.
forget about that.
Wait, they're not making us wait another 10 years for it, dude?
Nah, thank God. No, because
No, like all of the movies are I think already completed. Like all 5.
Yeah. James Cameron says he expects, I think, the next 2 within the next 3 years already. The next 2.
That's surprising because that movie's like 90% CGI.
Yeah, I think by like the 5th movie, I heard somewhere that they're trying to like actually bring them to Earth this time.
I hope that would be really cool, dude.
Yeah, and I think the 3rd movie is gonna be kind of like you know how they have like the water tribe in the 2nd one, fire one in the 3rd. It's gonna be like Avatar against Avatar.
It's gonna be like Last Airbender meets Avatar.
All right, guys. Well, I'm very surprised we got through the whole topics in exactly 1 hour. Tomorrow's a big day for me, and I do have to call it a night. But I do appreciate you guys for joining. Malik, Brian, William, thank you very much. And I hope for next episode we have Abner or the other 2 guests join us. But yeah, it's been a pleasure to have this one going, and hopefully we can stay consistent with this.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's good being here.
All right. We have Brian, we have Malik, William, myself, aka Entertain Today. And stay tuned for episode 2. Episode 1 will be officially on Spotify sometime this week. This will be live on YouTube and done before you know it. But yeah, episode 2 will come out hopefully next weekend.
Gotcha.
Have a good night. Thanks.
Good night, man.
Y'all take it easy.
Same with you.